So why is ROI important? Well, it comes down that in the world of finance, personal finance, one of the most common measures that you can use to see how well you did in your investment in anything you do within actually the personal finance world can be boiled down to ROI. It's just one very important measure of how well you did, what your performance is. And the ROI term applies to a lot of things, not just stocks, real estate, businesses. It can apply to essentially any decision that you make that earns or loses money. So a very important term to understand as you progress in learning about these concepts. Um, with RFDF, the foundation that we founded, we like to define the goal of investing as that of achieving the highest ROI with the lowest amount of risk. Everything anchors around that statement, and we have a lot of classes on risk, which is very important to understand, equally important as ROI. But it's important, this concept is important because it forms part of what your objective of investing is all about. So understanding ROI and risk are probably one of the most key things to learn in the world of finance and investments and personal finance. So today we're talking about ROI. If you think about the types of investments and the average ROI or general ROI that you receive, just to give you a sense of what you're getting to in terms of the different numbers. For stocks, historically, they have returned about 8 to 10% ROI. The risk relative to the investments that are on the screen is pretty high. So in another class, we talk about the fact that sometimes people achieve 20, 30% ROIs and they think that they're not taking that much risk, which indeed they are. It's never a free lunch. Anytime you have high ROI, you're probably going to have high risk unless there's a very unusual situation. One of the best investors in the world, Warren Buffett, I think has achieved somewhere around 15% ROI over his lifetime, and this is an annual basis. So you can get a sense of what kind of ROI you should expect to get based on the risk that you take and the investments that you make. Bonds, for example, are medium risk. They're still considered risky assets, and you should expect something around 5 to 10%. Now, these are averages. Obviously, you can achieve a lot less, or sometimes, not often, a lot more. And then savings accounts are pretty low in terms of risk because the government guarantees up to $250,000 in your savings account. But because of the low risk, you're going to achieve a very low ROI. Typically between 1 to 3%. I know the savings account that I have now through Dollar Savings Direct, which I'm not recommending because this is not what the class is about. But just to give you a sense, I achieve about 1.5% there ROI on an annual basis. So again, it's important because it's a common measure used in investment. It formulates one of the components of the statement that we have there of what the goal of investing is. And this table gives you a sense of what kind of ROIs you can achieve with the risk that you take.